r/AskReddit. What will you never stop complaining about? That dental insurance is treated as a separate entity from medical insurance. Seriously, and if you have a TMJ issue, it's like the insurers fight over who'll pay a claim because it's part skull, part mandible. What to do? People that take one step though a door then immediately stop moving. Or step off the end of an escalator and stop moving. I nearly hit people in front of my office's revolving door on a daily basis. Morons. Get off your phone when you're walking, especially through a doorway. Mosquitoes. Gosh, I hate those little duckers. Those duckers and ticks too. People who relocate things that were perfectly placed. It took me years to make my mom stop coming into my room just to replace things and such. Now she says like this is your room and you will take care of it. I'm not touching anything there and apparently thinks this is kind of punishment. She is a pedant who can't really put herself into someone's shoes. This makes her think that if I have a mess in my room it hurts my eyes just as much as it hurts hers, but I'm too lazy to clean up. Wrong, my room is very far from being messy and I like it as it is right now. Lack of turn signal use. People who repeatedly and seemingly actively refuse to use their turn signal should have their licenses taken away for life. People that throw garbage out of their car window or litter anywhere in general. Duck those people. I get so angry. I don't understand how smokers think it's okay to throw cigarette butts out the window. Like, WTF. Getting out of bed for work. Edit. Holy shit, this comment blew up. Getting out of bed. Getting out. Commercials that are played more than once per hour on the same channel are louder than the program you are watching. Have unnecessary music. We went to the version of Hulu without commercials because they would keep playing the same depressing ass commercial over and over. People with a complete lack of self-awareness over how to walk. And people with no social or spatial awareness that stand right behind you in line. Why haven't I started sooner? When will I learn? Next time I'll do everything in time, with plenty of time left. Narrator. And then he didn't. Edit. Thanks for all your advices and apparently, installing Reddit wasn't the right step towards the solution. I've realized that as I keep getting older, I use the phrase "you ducking idiot" for myself much more often than I use it for others. And I use it a lot for others. People who stand right on top of the baggage carousel at the airport so no one behind them can see or get their bags. If you'd all step back, we'd all be able to see and grab our bags in an orderly fashion. Idiots. When you see yours, simply dart through the crowd, grab it, and do your best to whack each and every person nearby with it as you pull it from the belt. It's satisfying. When a television show starts to add love triangles or relationship drama to their show because they ran out of ideas, it's when I know to stop watching a show or when it's starting to go downhill. Audio levels for movies and TV shows at home. I was watching Seinfeld on Hulu last night. TV volume at 12. Conversation was audible. Intro and outro music. Deafening. Switched to Homeland. TV volume on 75. Still had to put captions on to understand the dialogue. My wife not flushing after going to the toilet. Delete her. Geese. Ducking cobra chickens think they own the planet. If you've got a problem with Canada gooses then you've got a problem with me and I suggest you let that marinate. The heat. I love when people say in response, you know it's not the heat, it's the humidity that gets you. Thanks guy. I instantly feel cooler now that I am armed with that knowledge. I hate that response. I have been to Arizona in the summer. It isn't humid, but miserable still doesn't begin to describe how I feel about it. Bad drivers. People who don't turn their headlights on in the rain make me so damn angry. Our flippin' doctor's office. There are like 7 ladies that work at the front desk and not one can show me how to use the GD kiosk. They just wave their finger over the desk and yell use the kiosk. Use the kiosk to sign in. What, you have a question? Type it into the kiosk. Also for 2 weeks I have been trying to make an appointment, and for 2 weeks I am constantly put on hold or hung up on. Finally I call another part of the office and they say that the number I have been using is deactivated. Then remove the option on the voicemail. Every time with this place. You have the worst doctor's office, dang. Filing taxes. Can't we just have corporations? investment companies, and other agencies report our tax relevant documentation directly to the government, then could we just review the automatically prepared return and disapprove quickly? Oh wait. TurboTax and H&R Block spend a lot of money lobbying to keep our system archaic and expensive for taxpayers. The compliance costs in the USA are 10x what they are in some European countries. Oh, and we tried to pass a bill in Congress called the Taxpayer First Act that would bar the IRS from providing software for filing free tax returns. Thankfully, the second version of this bill was passed without that provision. It's how it works in Belgium. You receive a pre-calculated tax form and if you agree with it you have nothing else to do, except paying. OFC. My stomach problems. I've had stomach problems for more than half of my life. And I am only 21. Some months I only rarely feel sick. But then there's some months where I am in agony every single day. People around me seem to get annoyed when I talk about it. Which I understand because I do complain a lot. But if you feel shit every day for months on end without having a solution to your problem, you get really emotionally and physically drained. Edit. I'm very surprised how many of us are out there. Now I feel a bit less lonely. Here's to a healthy gastronomic future for everyone. People play I Will Always Love You as their first dance song at their weddings, but it's a ducking breakup song. My parents' first dance was to You've Lost That Loving Feeling So. Women's clothes not having pockets or a sufficient number of belt loops. Witness my rage. I hate the fact that I have a normal sized phone and it still barely fits in the pocket of most of my pants. It won't fit in the pocket of some of my pants at all. Needing 5-10 years of experience for an entry-level job. Dart. My brother's girlfriend that clogs the toilet every time she uses it. How? Does she take massive shits cause then there is nothing she can do about it? Or is she putting in too much toilet paper? If she is putting in too much toilet paper then she is a ducking idiot cause it takes a lot of toilet paper to clog a toilet. I've said it before and I'll say it again. People who don't wait until others are leaving the tram bus train before they try and force their way on. People on the tram bus train who won't give up a seat for someone who actually needs it. Especially the specifically marked priority seats. People who smoke within 2 feet of the stop. Particularly those with electronic cigarettes that means they bellow huge clouds of smoke. People on public transport who listen to music using their shitty speakers or have conversations where they hold their phone like a walkie-talkie and then shout the whole discussion. And a recent non-public transport one. People who want to be at the front of a concert and won't put the effort in to arrive early so just force their way through a crowd with 25 of their friends. In short, people basically. Back in the day, I was able to get treated or get tests the same day they were prescribed. Now, it just seems like my primary care doctor is nothing more than a glorified receptionist. I couldn't even get her to give me a functional capacity exam after she sent me to other specialists already. She wouldn't even look at me. She sent me to a physical therapy place who gave me an apt a month out. I didn't qualify for FMLA at my job. And I am just waiting for them to terminate me because I am taking so long to get better. Imperfectly fine by the way. They just won't let me come back until I get a doctor to fill out these stupid papers. People who watch videos or listen to shit in a public place without headphones. Nice to get gold for something I feel strongly about. Be excellent to each other. Everybody. Or walk around talking to someone on speakerphone while holding their phone in front of their mouths. Just shout wanker as you walk past. When it's winter complaining about the cold, wishing it was summer. And when it's summer complaining about the heat, wishing it was winter. Edit. From Chicago guys. Australia called. Heard you were talking shit. Microtransactions and full priced games. I have a whole list. The weather. People who talk on the phone in public restrooms. Job apps that ask you to manually input the same info as what's on your resume. People who randomly capitalize words. Tesla owners who think they invented Teslas when all they did was spend 40 grand on a car that makes them feel like they're in a Batmobile. Edit. Y'all. When I said the random capitalization thing, I meant in English. If it's in a different language with an actual system like German, it makes sense. Oh man. Some guy came into the work restroom the other day talking as loudly as he could on his phone. I almost yelled out, hey, keep it down. I'm trying to take a shit in peace. I never realized it would be possible to be too distracted to drop a deuce. Getting old. All that makes me sad. The plot of the movie Grease. Danny was an a-hole who was ashamed to be with Sandy. She didn't need or want him to change into a preppy jock. She just wanted to be treated with respect. She should have just thrown out the whole man. Ticketmaster selling out tickets to shows within minutes to bots. Then having those sold out show tickets resold for astronomically more. Clickbait on the YouTube trending page. It drives me crazy. DC Universe movies. I've been a DC fan since a kid, always preferring Batman and the Justice League to the Fantastic Four and X-Men. I read both, just prefer DC. Marvel has done a great job creating a series of movies that almost always work and appeal to a wide audience. Starting with Man of Steel. DC undertook a personal mission to make the lousiest, underwhelming, room temperature piss movies they can. They're not exciting, they're not entertaining, and they always inevitably leave me wondering how the hundreds of people who had a part in making each movie didn't bail on that shit when they realized how uninspired that shit was. I have much more to say about this. Microtransactions in games. Also, single player games that require internet connection. It doesn't make any sense. Leg day. Complaining about it for the next week is probably the only reason I do it. If you add more leg days to your routine, it will help massively. Try it out. Make sure it's a compound exercise like squats. Keep accessory exercises to a minimum. The headphone jack not being included in new cell phones. Beef jerky prices. The I don't know how to. Mother ducker go and learn about it. Most of the time it's dumb PC shit that you can Google and solve the problem yourself. People who don't know how to use the fast passing left hand lane. Edit. I'm glad my daily dose of road rage earned me my first silver. This and that child slavery, child abuse still exists. Stores that refuse to take your money unless you give them your email address, phone number, and other such personal information. I've even taken to just leaving the merchandise on the counter and never coming back. I mean, I'll warn them. I'll say, I'm not going to give you any personal information. I can pay you right now with real money, but if somehow you genuinely cannot allow this transaction with only currency, then I'm going to leave and never return. Last place I did this at was a Guitar City. Dude gambled and lost on a 4-digit purchase. Schools giving homework on the first day. Edit. I still do it, and it is easy. I just know I am not a huge fan. People not using their turn indicators, or using them too late where it doesn't even matter. Bro, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.